Hello, everyone. Today, we're just going to have a little conversation. I want to talk about my experience as a student. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that I am not only a language teacher, I'm also a language student, and I've studied a variety of different languages in a variety of different ways. And I have also taken classes from other teachers on Amazing Talker. I very strongly believe that my experience as a language student has made me a much better teacher. So today I'm going to pass down my knowledge onto you guys. As a student, the most difficult part is finding a teacher that you really resonate with, that you can see yourself progressing with. And it can be really overwhelming trying to look at the huge list of options that are available at a variety of different skill levels and price levels and all things like that. So here are some of the things that I personally look for when I'm trying to select a teacher. Number one, your profile picture is the very first thing that people are going to notice and entice them to click on your page. Let me be honest with you. Students really do use these platforms in the same way that we might shop on Walmart or Amazon. They scroll through quickly, and if they decide to check someone's profile page out and actually click on it, they're not going to linger very long. They'll spend like a maximum of 30 seconds, maybe a minute, looking at your page. We skim and look for keywords that are relevant to us and what we want as a student. The number one thing that I look for that nobody seems to have listed on their profile page for some reason is the class materials that you are using. Don't just put something generic like, oh, my lessons are fun and interactive. What does that mean? What are you using? Are you using a textbook? Are you using your own materials? Are you using something that you've paid for? What is the name? What is the name of the material you're using? And if you're not using a specific material, if you're making something, then say that. Don't just say, oh, my lessons are great for everybody. That's not helpful. Please, please, please put your material on your page. Be specific. If you're using more than one, then list all of them. It's okay. Please. The second main thing I look for is a video. Preferably, I'd like two. One of you talking about your lessons so that I can hear your accent. Because personally, I don't care if you're a native speaker as long as you have a neutral accent and you're fluent. If you're fluent and your accent's neutral, that's good enough for me. So, I want to hear your introduction video. I want it to be professional. I want you to have a thumbnail. I want you to tell me what the class is going to look like. Explain the layout of the lessons. Provide some examples. That would be great. The second thing I look for is an in-class video. I want to see what you actually use with your actual students and how you interact with your students. I want to see that. I want to see your teaching style and see if it's going to fit with me. Now, let's talk about teachers that I have purchased lessons with, but then I changed my mind and decided to look for a new teacher. Well, let's talk about why. Number one, we had our trial lesson. Trial lessons was great. It was structured. It was cute. It was well organized. It had sentence frames and grammar questions. The vocabulary was laid out nicely. So I bought lessons. And the lessons were absolutely nothing like the trial class. All that happened in the 10 classes that I had with this teacher was she opened up a Word document. She would ask me questions about my day or the weather or my plans for the future. And then if I made a mistake, she would type the sentence on the Word document. That was pretty much it. We had a conversation for an hour. That's not what I wanted. Yes, I want conversation practice. But even conversation practice needs to be structured. There needs to be a plan. There needs to be sentence frames for us to practice. There needs to be grammar taught. I didn't improve at all. In fact, I left pretty much every single class feeling very frustrated because I wasn't really learning anything. I paid for these classes thinking they were going to be like the trial lesson, and they weren't. It's very important to have a spectacular trial lesson, right? You want to wow your students so that they are encouraged to buy more lessons. However, your trial lesson should showcase all of the best things of all of your lessons. Don't make this extravagant trial lesson if it's nothing like the rest of your classes. They need to match at least a little bit. Another thing that is really annoying as a student is teachers who constantly ask for reviews. Now, it's not the act of asking for a review that's annoying. That's not the annoying part. As a teacher, I recognize the importance of reviews. I've also worked customer service for places like Sears back when I was a teenager. So I know that reviews are important. I get it. I always left reviews for my teacher because of this. However, I didn't always do it right away. Sometimes I'd have to go make breakfast really quick, or my daughter would need help with something, and I would plan on getting to the review later, right? But there is a feature on Amazing Talker that sounds fantastic, right? It's a little feature where you can automatically send a message. There are several of them. One of them will send a message reminding students to book a class. One of them will remind students to leave feedback. There are a few other ones. Some of them are good. The reminder that their classes are expiring, that's a good one. You want that one turned on. But the two that you really want to keep turned off are the reminders to leave reviews and the reminders to book a class. And here's why. Although, yes, they might increase the number of students that leave reviews, they have a much higher probability of annoying the heck out of your students. Because if you don't leave a review within an hour of taking the lesson, you start getting notifications sent to your phone. It's really annoying, especially because I'm a teacher. It makes my reply rate go down. Because I can't really respond to it. It was just a robot. But because I didn't respond to it, now my reply rate has gone down. So they're really, really super annoying for teachers especially. And a lot of your students, they could be teaching Chinese or Spanish or some other language on there. They may also be teachers. So for them especially, this is a really annoying feature. So the review is really annoying, but the reminder to book a lesson is also really annoying. Because if you don't book a lesson every 3 days, you start getting reminders oh, hey, book a lesson. I only have time to take lessons once a week. So every single week, I would get this message, even though I've already got classes booked. But because it wasn't within 3 days, I would get this message, and it's really aggravating. The teachers that had either of these features turned on, I did not book more lessons with them. It annoyed me that badly. Even if I liked the teacher, I was so annoyed by these notifications that I would get from this robot they had turned on that I didn't want to book any more lessons with them. Don't let that happen to you. Just keep them off. If you want to increase the number of students that leave reviews, get you something like this instead. Much more effective, much less annoying. Now, this next reason why I chose not to purchase more lessons with the teacher might surprise you, but time management. I hate teachers that start class early and end class late. If class starts at 6 o'clock, it starts at 6 o'clock. It should not start. Even if you and the student, even if you are both in the classroom, do not start the class early. Keep your camera off or keep something like this covering your face. You're here, but the student can't see you, right? Keep this on until class time. Then begin your class, and when you're 25 minutes or you're 50 minutes, whenever that's up, regardless of what you're doing, stop the class. It's over. Bye. See you next time. Time management is so important, not just for teachers. You're getting paid for 25 minutes. You're getting paid for 50 minutes. You're not getting paid for this extra time. And if you can manage to finish your class in exactly 25 minutes, you've got 5 minutes to do your feedback between classes. If it's a 50-minute class, you've got 10 minutes to do your feedback. This is much less stressful on you at the end of the day. That 5-minute mental break is very, very necessary. We'll talk about doing feedback in a future video, but trust me, the mental break, that 5 minutes between classes, is very, very important for you. But for the students also, a lot of these kids have things planned back to back. They have something to do after class. Maybe they have soccer practice. Maybe they have plans with somebody. For me, I'm a single mom. My daughter's waiting for me. I always try to take lessons while she's eating breakfast. But when her Paw Patrol episode is over, she is banging on the door. Mommy, are you done yet? So I don't want to stand here and talk for an extra 5 minutes. I want class to be over when it's supposed to be over because I have other things to do. It's also very unprofessional. It shows that you have poor time management skills. So don't do it. Don't start class early, even if both of you are there early. And don't end it late. Always end it on time. I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again, and I'm probably going to say it a whole lot more. But if you've never studied a foreign language, I highly, highly recommend it. It will totally change your perspective as a teacher, and it will make you a much better one as well. That's it for this video. It's time to say bye-bye. See you next time.